Now I know regardless of what I say, there'll be 3,000 people disagreeing with me because everybody will tie their leaders in their own way. I am going to tell you in a general sense what I see most of my friends use and what I use. It's a leader that's somewhere around 3 to 4 feet. I have one here tied up with a teaser. It's probably about 3 feet. Some guys will use the leaders as long as 20 feet and then wrap it few turns around their reel and not use a swivel so it goes through the guides easier. I don't do that. I don't find it necessary. Some people do. They swear by it. Like I said, there's a lot of variations here on how to make this or how to use this. I find that 3 to 4 feet allows me to cast comfortably. I don't have to worry about at night if my swivel is hitting the guide. So that kind of length I find for myself to be fairly a good length. You're also going to need a leader wallet. It's something that I carry. These I believe from Surfcaster. I make my leaders, I put them in the pouches, I keep them inside of my bag. Just grab a leader when I need it. This is a typical leader with a swivel on one end. I don't know the size, 110 pounds or something like that. These darn things are so tiny these days. This is, I think, Spro 100-pound swivel where I can barely see it without my glasses. In the old days, I'm feeling old talking about this, it's not that old. It's a few years ago, we all used the dual lock clips. I mean, that's what you used. You lost a few fish, but for the most part, they performed as, as advertised. These days, most guys have switched with these paper type clips, tactical anglers being the most popular one. I mean, they make the tiny ones for freshwater to a little bigger ones to, this is I think 75 pounds is what we use mostly in the surf, and then there's the bigger ones. These I find really good for rig deals. It's a lot easier to get a hook around a big sidewash that I use for rig deals. So basically the way you tie a leader is just take a piece of mono, you tie up, here I have one without a teaser, tie a swivel on one end, your knot, whatever knot you like to do, tie a tactical angler clip on the other end, and you're done. The beauty of tactical angler clips is obviously the ease of being able to take the lure on and off. All you do is, and it's on. It doesn't come off, and as long as under tension, this thing is, the little bend here will preclude this from going out. I haven't lost any lures. Some guys swear they did. I'm going to tell you, I never lost a lure on this. On this particular brand, there's other brands. This is not the only brand, but this is the simplicity. At nighttime, you can do this with your eyes closed. I mean, if you want to illustrate, here, I close my eyes. So at nighttime, you don't need a light to change your lures. Another thing with teasers, not with teasers, I was going to say, another thing they are great for, obviously, is for attaching a teaser ahead of your lure. So you put your lure on the back, you put your teaser, and basically the lure acts as a delivery vehicle for the teaser most of the time. The issues you're going to run into sometimes on specific lures that you're not able to use these tactical angler clips to put them on because the way they're designed. So what you have to do is either attach a split ring to the lure so you can put your clips on, or put a split ring, and then some guys have went and put a swivel. And obviously this also makes it easy to attach the lure. But that's basically it when it comes to leaders. I mean, you can use your mono, your standard mono, your fluorocarbon, your tricolor, your leader material, Perlon. Use anything but braid, because the braid will make you regret that you ever used the leader as soon as you put your hand on it and the fish is on the other side. Trust me, I learned the hard way. Sometimes you have no choice. In the rocks, you're trying to do stupid stuff, and you grab a braided line with your bare hand, and it's so thin. I mean, that's the beauty of the braided line. It's that it's so thin, and then you can cast so far and so strong. But the downside is that it will cut you. So this is primary reason for using the leader. Resistance, abrasion resistance to the rocks and fish and teeth, helping you land the fish and absorbing the shock from the lure. Like I said, a lot of guys are using long leaders with Alberto's knot or this kind of knot that goes through the guides, and wraps around a reel. Most of us use 36 to 40, 48-inch leader in a surf. Now, when you come to bait fishing, which we'll kind of cover in another video, that's a whole other game when it comes to leaders. And when you see that I'm basically using an 8-inch leader, you're going to say, well, whatever you told us before was all wrong. Well, it wasn't, because with bait fish I use mono most of the time, and I don't need that 3-foot leader, and especially when I explain to you that it's impossible to cast. A lot of guys will go into stores and buy this, I want a striped bass rig, and a guy sells him a 3-foot striped bass hook, and he ties that up to his clip or to his fish finder and his sinker. Now, his sinker's here, and there's a 3-foot leader, and there's a bait over here, and he goes cast it, and the bait goes that way, and the sinker goes that way, and it literally lands 10 feet in front of him. So there's a reason why we use short leaders. So we'll go over that.